either intimidated. Some men are weak. They don't know how to handle a woman.
You got a kitty cat? I could go out there and get that from anyone.
The strong, independent black woman gets tiring.
I be pleading with God, please give me an ETA or something. Because dating right now,
it's not looking good, bruv.
Feminism told y'all be strong, independent, and alone.
I don't want to be masculine and I don't hate men.
This is what living on your own is all about.
If you're a part of that strong, independent black women troop, separate yourself. Family-oriented black women, y'all messing it up for us.
Women who are really independent, you just see it. We don't talk about it. Men do.
When you are dating somebody that is hyper independent, their love.
As a recovered hyper independent woman, I understand the sentiment behind this video, but ladies, when we put that responsibility in somebody else's hands, it never works out the way we want to. Reason being, a man is never dating us and thinking, oh, she must be a hyper independent woman. Normally what happens is you have a man who says, wow, she's closed off, she doesn't know how to be loved, and they back away. Or you get a man that sees that you're doing everything and he's okay with it. Now, where we mess up is we think that it's somebody else's responsibility to help us let these guards down. When in all actuality, we have to let the guards down first by doing the inner work and the healing, because being a hyper independent person is a trauma response by being let down or being disappointed in our past. So by making people perform to do what we want them to do instead of articulating our needs to them, we're punishing them for something that they had no parts in. That's just like a man saying, well, prove to me you're a good woman because all of my exes were trash. That's not our job. That's not our job, sir. Your job as a man is to heal yourself, get with the Lord, and date accordingly so that you can match with somebody that's compatible for you. And that's our job as well. I think we have drank the Kool-Aid of the fantasy that the right man is going to come along and help us heal and let our guards down, when that is not how it works. In my own personal experience, I did not get the dating results that I wanted and got married until I healed and did the work myself. I understand it's hard, but most of the time in these situations, you don't even give the man the opportunity to help, or you give him like one shot, or you'll hint that you need something, and then if he disappoints you, you shut down, you back off, you move away anyway. And I can't speak for y'all, that is what I used to do. Or if you do give somebody a chance, you only give them one, and when they disappoint you, you back away. And most of the time these are strangers or people we don't really know that well in the beginning stages. So, or like I said before, you attract somebody that doesn't mind you doing everything, so they just sit back and let you suffer. So until you heal this within yourself, because again, it's not a man's responsibility to prove that you're safe with him. You have to do the work yourself in order to see who's safe and who's not. Until you do the work yourself, sis, it don't matter. And again, men are not going around saying, oh, I think she's hyper independent. No, normally they'd be like, ooh, something's wrong with her, I'm gonna leave her alone. Or, hey, she don't want me to do nothing anyway, so I'm gonna ride the wave. You get one or two.
That's exactly what's happening, right? Men are saying, I'm gonna ride the wave and let her steer the ship. And a lot of times the ship crashes, right? It's like the Titanic hitting the ice and they can't make it through the ice. They thought it would make it, but it can't, right? And right now, this day and age is freezing cold temperatures. So ladies are going through it because winter's approached and they can't handle it. Now, this lady is showing the way to do it. But you're going to see so much ladies, right? She finally learned. There's ladies that are 40, that are 50, that are 70, that never learn, like this one.
Can we talk about women, divorced women? I'm talking to my peoples, hyper independent women that will do everything. We will build furniture. We will put up picture frames. We will fix shit that needs to get fixed because I had to be put in that situation. No, I don't want to be hyper independent. I want a man that I'm gonna feel secure, that's gonna be a provider. This is not my role. I'm assuming it because I have to, out of necessity.
Hey y'all, what's up? Good morning, mother. We're gonna watch a video together, and I want y'all to answer the question for me after we watch this video.
I got a question. Why are men so upset, or they get so upset, when a woman declares that she's independent? Or if she says she doesn't need a man? Why is that so upsetting to you all? I've always understood it to be when a woman says she's independent, that means that she does not have to rely on a man for resources to live. Also, in terms of not needing a man, that just means she doesn't need a man romantically. She may want a man or she may not. But why is that so upsetting?
So let me answer first. In the video, he says that women are independent, or women to say they're independent, or that independence causes them to not rely on a man in order to live. But at the same time, the men who are complaining about a woman being independent are men who rely on women to live. Clock that T. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, listen to this. Men will literally say they're everything but a provider. They want to do 50-50. So if you didn't meet a woman who is already independent, then what are you looking for? Because you need her help. The issue is she don't need yours. And I think that's where the problem lies. And that's why men get so upset about that. But as quiet as it's kept, you never hear women sitting around talking about, I'm independent, I'm independent. Women who are really independent, you just see it. We don't talk about it. Men do. But what do y'all think about that video? Leave me a comment. Let's talk about it. And don't forget to hit the follow button. Toodles.
Yeah, we definitely talk about it right now. Now, the lady that got married is talking about. Now, I'll say this. I grew up seeing mother and father work. I saw 50-50. That's all I knew in the 90s. Everybody, their mother and father was working. There was really nobody walking around if they were rich, but you didn't see that. Not coming from where I'm from, right? Not coming from the hood. Your age, talking that 50-50 talk like you a young girl, this is the problem. The other lady, oh, I'm fixing furniture. Why didn't you just pay to get your furniture fixed? I see men say it all the time. I'm like that too. I'll pay for my furniture to get fixed. If I need my car fixed, I'm going to pay for it. I'm not a mechanic. Like, you ladies are crazy. Then you expect men to do it all. Like the first lady said, she got married. She had to come to her senses and put a break on it. I bet her man is very patient, talked to her, had a lot of understanding, but the way you're talking about it, you seem like you don't have understanding. And the other brother was an OG, right? So he grew up during that time. He probably was involved during that time.
Independent, strong woman. That is a fact. I'm almost willing to say all.
Nah, that's it.
No. I ain't gonna say that.
Go ahead.
Nobody wants that because the word independent means I don't need you. And that's exactly what we was talking about. Yes, it. Look it up. Yes, it does. Yes, it.
Okay, so when I seen this, like, I chuckled and laughed because I have been an independent woman for a very long time. Since 2007, once I left the nest and went off to college and stuff like that. But I actually posted this on my Instagram to try to get a perspective of other people. And I won't necessarily say men don't want an independent woman. I think more so they are either intimidated. Some men are weak. They don't know how to handle a woman who is not dependent on their every move or their money or, you know, everything like that. I think that when it comes to relationships, we're supposed to work together. So, you know, if you have a woman that can do for herself, if worse come to worse, and if the man is not able to provide in that moment, you know, depending on whatever the situation is, then the man should be comfortable enough to say, okay, I know my girlfriend, my wife, or whatever the case may be, you know, got us in this moment because she's not dependent on me. I don't have to carry us in the relationship. I am all about like the whole 50-50. If my man wants to take care of everything and I take care of like little stuff, I'm okay with that too. But to say that men don't want an independent woman, I think there is some men that do, you know, want women that they pretty much can control because they have to depend on every little thing that's going on in a relationship. So tell me what you think.
Men actually want a lady that works nowadays. Men are shouting into the mountaintops. They don't want girls that are bums. But this is what happens, right? You ladies have your careers and you hold it, you hover it above men's heads. So you make men try to match up to you and it becomes a competition. And men don't want that competition any longer. And I'll say what some of you ladies say is true. So many men have given up because of it. They have, right? Because they don't want a whole bunch of debt hanging over their heads. But that ship has sailed. Next year, when they do away with those loans, it's still going to be somebody giving loans, but that's going to stop. But what's happening is right now, these ladies are very young. You know, it gets freezing cold temperatures. Freezing cold when you get like this lady here.
I get asked all the time, what's the hardest thing about being on your own for so long? And it's probably not what you think, actually. It's the small things. You get used to being on your own, but it's things like hugs, isn't it? We all love a hug. It's the decision making. And it's not that you want to, you know, somebody to make decisions for you, because I really don't. It's just somebody to bounce ideas off. You know, I've had to make every single decision on my own. You know, buying a house, everything to do with my son, just absolutely everything, things to do with my business, with money. And like I say, just the arm around you every now and again, just to take the pressure off, isn't it? Coming in on your own, you can have had the best day, the best night, and you come in and you're in a mood, and you come in, you shut the door, the house is cold, and there's no one there to give you a hug. Yeah, that can be quite hard sometimes. And you know what, I've got loads of good friends, but it's just not the same, is it? That person to do life with. That sounds like a big thing, actually, to do life with. But it is the small things. It's that little bit of reassurance. Yeah, I think that's it, really. So what do you think the hardest thing is about being on your own? Being single, not being in a relationship, whatever you want to call it. What is the hardest thing for you?
Yes, Queen, because historically speaking, back in the day, women literally did need to have a man in order to be able to survive. Therefore, men only had to be able to provide finances to be a good catch. That's why back in biblical days, if a woman's husband died, she would likely marry his brother or need to find another man to marry, because the options was marry someone else to provide for you or become a prostitute. Even in more modern days than that, when men were the ones that were primarily going to work, women put up with a lot of stuff, a lot of infidelity, a lot of abuse, emotional abuse, physical abuse, husbands coming home drunk and beating up on them because they had no other option. They were not working. They didn't have any finances for themselves. So what were they going to do? Where were they going to go? And because there was that need, men didn't need to shape up. They didn't need to bring anything more to the table than finances. They didn't need to work on intimacy. They didn't need to try to be faithful. They didn't need to do anything. But now that women are able to finance themselves and they're able to pay their own way, they don't need to have a man to pay for them anymore. Now men are realizing that finances is not going to cut it. They're going to have to be able to bring a little bit more to the table, and that's what bothers them. And before the internet and before social media, women only had access to men in their general vicinity. Because of social media, now women have access to men all over the world that have a lot more money than the men that live in their community. So now men that are not able to compete financially are having this issue that they have to be able to provide more to the plate. That's why all these podcasts are coming out, trying to make women feel like they are not special, that they need a man. And that they should just settle with whatever man that they get because, you know, they don't want to die alone and that they need a man so badly, because what other way are they going to try to maintain that authority and maintain that control?
You know what? A lot of them seem to get confused, right? Is you ladies, you get your money and then you want a man that has more. And then what's happening is while you're working, you're getting plump. And then you walk around looking like the big, remember Ghostbusters? One of the first Ghostbusters. The guy walking around, a big pudgy guy, right? The guy that was like a balloon with the blue hat on. They walk around looking like that, thinking they're supposed to get a man that makes 100,000 because they're making 90. Man that makes 200,000. That's what the issue is. And then you ladies say, men are scared of my independence. No, they don't want you. The biggest thing is stay sexy. That's all a man cares about. And that's what's happening, right? Because things should be all so simple and it became complicated. And that's why you ladies need to see this. Seriously. There's books around nowadays about these things. You ladies were sold a lie. Feminism came in. Also, you have what? What's the other one? Social services. You know, where they got the free food, all that stuff came in. It crippled. And I'm not saying you ladies didn't take advantage of it, but you did. How did you take advantage of it? You didn't take advantage of it like, oh, I got some food stamps. You took advantage of it by loans. You got those college loans, right? That's when you started saying, I'm an independent boss bee. Go me. Men are scared of my independence. When you use the government's loan money. Now they're taking it away. That's why I made a video on it.
Minutes ago telling black women to stop shaming other black women for wanting a man. And the independent soldiers came right in my comments proving exactly what the said. Y'all prove what the say every time. If you feel like you don't need a man and that, then separate yourself right now. Separate yourself right now. I'm telling you, if you're a part of that strong, independent black women troop, separate yourself. Because us family-oriented black women, y'all messing it up for us, and you know what I'm saying? So yeah, just separate yourselves. You out in public and you get to talk about your degrees and your accolades and you career-driven and all the other. Do not come stand around me. Don't come stand around me at all. One lady, she jumped in the comments and she was like, statistically, we are out earning black men. We are out earning black men and stuff like that. Girl, don't nobody like that. We still at least married. We still creating broken homes. Y'all still getting abortions. Y'all still freaked out. Y'all still just becoming single moms. We need to fix the community. Yes, we are the most educated. We are the most educated. I give y'all that. Y'all took to school. But still, bro, we need to we still creating broken homes. Y'all still men that don't really mean anything. So yeah, if you're a strong, independent woman, stay far away from me. Stay far away from me because I like to be soft. I don't like to be working like a slave and working 40 hours a week and, relying on the government's money and all the other stuff. So if you that kind of woman, just separate yourself from the others. Please separate yourself from the others.
That's what's happened now. And she's right. Right? You have to speak up and say that. Men have been saying this for the longest time. Keep that over there. Right? Keep that over there so men will look at me and see I'm ready to take part in being married. It's hard though. And that's why she has to say that, right? She has to get on social media and say that because it's hard out there.
I posted a video and the feedback, the comments on it. Wow. Ladies, we have a lot of work to do. Her men are saying that it's not that they don't love us, it's not that they don't care about us. But some of us want to be strong, independent women. Some of us say that I can do it all by myself. Some of us call them various names or lack of expression of appreciation. when they hold the door, when they give us a seat, when they try to do the things that gentlemen should do, when they try to serve and protect. So let's do better this week. Aim to acknowledge, take note of the things that the men around you do, and say thank you with a smile. Yeah, let's try that and see how it works.
I don't want to be an independent black woman. I've seen the path that y'all independent black women head down, and that path is not for me. I don't want to be masculine, and I don't hate men, and I'm not going to raise my daughters to do the same either. The independent black woman propaganda really turned us into masculine females without us even knowing. And it's so crazy because I never heard someone say the independent white woman or the independent Asian woman. It's always the independent black woman for some reason. The independent black woman propaganda is literally a scam to keep us back, to hold us down, to stop us from evolving, and to keep us ignorant. That's something that I don't want for my future. I want to be soft. I want to be feminine. I want to let my husband lead. I want to have kids. I want to be a stay-at-home mom. I want to take care of my household and be nurturing. That's how God intended it to be. The independent woman propaganda is like a bomb wrapped in a gift box. It's made to be a flex, but it's really the biggest downfall of the black community.
Let me tell y'all, you single girls, something. This is what living on your own is all about. I done clocked out. I got Miguel playing. Ranch water. My shrimp that I cooked myself, and ain't no in my face asking me for second, third, or mother fourth. This is all for me. So the next time you ask yourself, do I want to move in with my man? Hell no.
Messenger. Feminism told y'all be strong, independent, and alone. And y'all followed it to the grave. Y'all push all the good men away, call submission slavery, and think being difficult is cute. Now y'all 35 and tired, looking around like, oh, where the good men at? Sis, they moved on. Real men want peace, not problems in a lace front and a loud voice. Feminism sold y'all freedom, but they didn't mention the price. Loneliness.
It was a few years back when being a strong, independent black woman was a flex. Because just know, I wholeheartedly take that back now. You know, when I was 5 years old and adults used to ask me what I want to be when I grow up, and I said a princess, just know that still stands today. I require soft life and princess treatment now, okay? I used to love being a strong, independent black woman. And parts of me still does. I take pride in my mental strength, my confidence, my courage. But I have to admit, it's all getting a little tiresome and lonely now. I'm 29 and I'm at this stage in my life where it would be nice to have companionship. Life can really finish you, man. And having someone to listen, to understand, empathize during both joyous moments and challenging times is what I need. And I'm not afraid to express that. Where's my man? I know a lot of people mean well when they say, just be patient and he'll come when you least expect it. And I hear it, but I'm at a point where I be pleading with God. Please give me an ETA, a location or something. Because dating right now, it's not looking good, bro. No, thank you. Please. A plus side to this, though, is that in my season of singleness, I have been able to achieve amazing things. And my friends have acted as a great support system. One thing I love about my female friendships is that we all share similar qualities and mindsets. We're all career-driven and are very, very strong-minded individuals. But a majority of us are still single. And it does make me question, did some of us play into this strong, independent woman role a little too hard? It even says in the Bible, yeah, open up your Bibles, 2 are better than 1 because they have good return for their labor. If either of them falls down, one can help the other one up. So please let me know who sold us the dream that we are better off alone. Being in a healthy relationship actually enhances our lives in more ways than being single. I wish it didn't take me so long to realize that in a world that often glorifies single life, that there are a multitude of benefits that come with being in a healthy relationship.
Tia Mowry says she's lonely, and the first thought, you miserable, and bitch is a gender neutral term, okay? The first thought that comes to your mind is that she should get back with her husband. Like, for starters, it's perfectly normal, reasonable, and acceptable for a single person to say that they're lonely from a romantic standpoint and kind of miss that kind of relationship, all right? Secondly, it is 100% kind of expected that somebody who spent 22 years okay? Essentially their entire adult life with one person, okay? That after, what, a year and a half, 18 months of not being with that person, to not miss that person, because people get divorced for a reason, okay? But to miss the idea of that person, to miss the idea of a partner in a romantic sense, okay? I feel like the problem with a lot of y'all is that you think that the cure for loneliness is just having a person around, right? But you can be lonely and be around other people.
That was a
You
husband.
can be lonely in
That
a
was a
romantic
husband.
relationship with the other person if your needs are not being met, okay? I feel like that thought process is what leads to situations like Monica on Love is Blind ending up with Steven, okay? Like Steven, something was wrong with that man from the beginning, all right? I feel like she knew that was not her person, but when you listen to Monica speak, all she talked about, she was 36 and she was lonely and she was the last single girl, okay? There are a lot of people in this world that just want somebody. Okay, there are a lot of people who would rather be lonely in a relationship and just have someone than be lonely outside of one with no one. And that's sad. And if you watch the entire show outside of that one clip where Tia talks about being lonely, you will learn that Tia's whole thing is learning how to be alone. Okay, but not lonely, because her entire life she's been attached to somebody. Like, she was born a twin, so it was Tia and Tamara, and then it was Tia and Corey, and now it's just Tia, and she's learning how, like, who she is without being attached to these other people. She was saying, like, yeah, she's lonely, she misses the idea, but she's not, like, saying, like, she's trying to just jump back in a relationship with somebody. You can be lonely and miss the company of another person, but still not want to be around another person because you're trying to figure out your own. Like, that's the problem with a lot of y'all. A lot of y'all don't know how to be alone, okay? Like, being alone and being lonely are two very different things, okay? And I understand feeling lonely. I, too, have felt lonely. But you cannot let loneliness breed desperation, okay? Because nothing breeds and attracts terrible people to you like desperation, okay?
Who you are, but I think the world left you behind. What you're feeling is so 1800. In 2025, women go to school, women get PhDs, women are doctors, women are engineers, women are rocket science. What you're feeling is inferiority complex. What you're feeling is lack of self-confidence. I can help you with that. You have to help yourself. You're giving little D energy. Okay, that's what it's giving. It's not attractive. The least attractive
You giving the man.
is a man with no self-confidence. It doesn't matter if you're educated, rich, poor, whatever. It doesn't matter. But the most unattractive trait of a man is a man with little D energy. Even though you have a big D, but you're giving little D energy, it's going to be limp when you want to do this stuff in the inner room because your self-confidence is in the toilet. Grow up. Go get it from the trash and work on yourself, okay? I didn't do anything to you. Goodbye. Oh, my hair, my face, flawless. Oh, almost forgot. My man disagrees with you. Goodbye.
Logic doesn't work in reverse though. Men have literally said they don't care if a woman has money nor a career. Men don't look at women to be providers. Well, I'm glad someone can acknowledge it for once. I'm glad this person can say what most men understand. But a lot of you don't appreciate that. So with that being said, why do you think drizzle culture is a thing now? If I do 100-0 by myself, and then you as my counterpart don't want to help me out because, as they said, like bro said, Eve was placed on here to be a helpmate. If you're not helping me, why would I want you to be my mate? Because at that point, I'm working down. I'm working way harder than I need to be. Why? Because of some looks? Because you got a kitty cat? As we know, I can go out there and get that from anyone. That's not what I want. I want to be in a relationship to build with someone. When two is better than one, but a lot of you are just looking at one. So what us drizzle culture men have started to adapt is, well, if you're not going to play your role, then I'm not going to sit up there and even entertain you. If you can't be at my standard, cool, I'll go find someone that is.
Please have a conversation about loneliness as a Black woman. And I'm not talking about...
I know this all too well. And the problem is there's a lack of genuine connection because a lot of women aren't genuinely connected within themselves. So what happens when life gets messy or inconvenient? What happens when you can't show up in the way that you always have, or when you have little to give, right? If you are surrounded by people who have not met themselves with depth and with compassion and unconditional love, you're not going to get that from them in a time when you're struggling. And right now is a huge moment for Black women where we're taking a step back, we're looking at our lives, we're resting, but we're left with our thoughts to really figure out if we're living lives that are genuine. And a lot of us aren't. And so we're on our healing journey and figuring out who we really are, what we really want. And then we look around and realize we don't have that genuine connection with people after finding that within ourselves, because it's a little tougher to find, right? I say all that to say I have created a community of Black women who are genuine. It's called Booked and Bougie. It's a play on the word. We're filled with Black women who love nice things, but we're not snobby. Most of us have been on a healing journey. A lot of us are multidimensional, neurodivergent, LGBTQ, from all walks of life. It is possible to exist in community with other Black women who are genuine, and that space is available to you.
Being the strong, independent Black woman gets tiring. I personally am done with it. I am done trying to do everything myself, trying to prove society that I can get my bag and I can do all bad by myself. I don't want to be Superman. I don't want to wear tights. I want to wear a skirt and heels and just dance. I want to be in my softness, I want to be in my femininity, and I want to be able to ask a man for help and not feel guilty. I think as Black women and women of color, we have to step into our femininity. And I had to realize that asking a man for help and a man helping you do things that you are far capable of doing does not take away from your feminine power. It does not take away from your essence. It allows you to bloom. It allows you to blossom in your own energy because you're not running around trying to do everything.
Winter's coming.